Hey everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. I want to give you, I know today's State of the Union address day, but I want to give everybody an update on what is taking place with the United States Coast Guard Brightline and the proposal to temporarily close the St. Lucie Waterway there in Martin County, Florida, which does not just affect Martin County. That is actually the primary waterway access for all of the boat launches for the city of Port St. Lucie, everybody in Palm City, many people in Jensen Beach, North River Shores, Stewart. There's law enforcement that is stuck on one side of the bridge if they can't get through to the other side of the bridge. Companies like Seatow, people that have barges or work equipment on water that can't traverse from one side to the other. Commercial fishermen, people that take people out on fishing charters, or people that just want to go out there and enjoy recreation by getting to or from the Atlantic Ocean or the Intercoastal Waterway. It affects all of those entities and many, many more. Now, as many of you know, Brightline has made a request, or was saying that they were going to make a request to close down our waterway for roughly 21 days. Now, I can't tell you exactly how long that request is, because here's the problem that's taken place, and this is my update. The official request by Brightline to close down our waterway to those of us that live there is officially in the books. It has been made to the United States Coast Guard. That official request was made on January 30th. Now, weeks before that, we wrote a letter to the United States Coast Guard saying when that official request comes in, we want to see a copy of it for a number of reasons. City mayors should be made aware of what the official request is. Does the request start for April 1 or May 1 or June 1? Cities need the opportunity to plan for this. People with their small businesses need the opportunity to plan for this, and the list goes on. Everybody would like to know when this takes place. To date, the Coast Guard has yet to give us a copy of that. I was just on the phone, literally, with the leadership of Coast Guard Sector Miami, saying, we wrote a letter to you weeks ago, where is the copy of this? And they're slow rolling us, they're dragging their feet. Well, we're working to try and get you a copy. It has to go through legal and this and that. And here's some of the other peripheral things. So that's just number one. That's what's taking place. They received the request from Brightline. They are not willing to share the official request with the cities that are affected. Think about that, number one. They have not shared the official request with the law enforcement agencies in this area to say, hey, your waterway is being asked to officially be closed for these dates. That's a really big deal that the government won't share that information to the locals in the area. You'd think that would be pretty important, very big problem. So just to go a little bit more on this for those that are very interested in this, I was speaking to some of our marina owners, and they were bringing this up as an important issue. And one of the things they talked about, we have the United States Coast Guard, we have the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and we started to loop in both of those entities into this. And so this is, you could almost look at it like a game in this way. What's going on? Which one of these definitions more closely mirrors what is actually taking place, where they're closing our waterway potentially for about 21 days. Very big deal. So you have the, so first I'm going to read the temporary change to drawbridge operating schedule. That's the U.S. Coast Guard. Temporary change to drawbridge operating schedule, or temporary closure of a waterway to navigation. That's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They both have some jurisdiction over waterways. I would certainly call this a closure. Now, when I was just on the phone with the Coast Guard, they said, well, this is just a deviation. This closing of a waterway for 21 days, they made sure to refer to it, not a closure, it is a deviation. Now, obviously, that is absolute crap. If the bridge is down, you would say that the waterway is closed. If the bridge is down for an entire day, you would say the waterway is closed for the day. And if it's down for 21 days, you would say that the waterway is basically closed for about a month. You wouldn't call that a deviation, and you wouldn't call it a temporary change to an operating schedule. So again, I wanted to give an update on what's taking place right now with the U.S. Coast Guard. We've not yet heard back from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. about what they plan to say to Brightline about them closing down our waterway. As we get more answers to this, we will give you those answers. And if you have more questions about this, don't hesitate. Reach out to our office or maybe even call Coast Guard Sector Miami. Maybe they'll have answers for you because they're not yet giving them to our communities or to us. But the more pressure that we put on them to answer these things and to not close down our local waterways, the more that it helps to get them to respond to that. In that, as always, honor to represent you. We'll be at the State of the Union a little bit later this evening. Look forward to talking to you all about that as well. I wish you all the best.